on TikTok?
I'm not going to be able to because I'm on my phone.
Fine. They should be able to. Okay, everybody, welcome back to MMA Chit Chat. We are going to be breaking down the UFC Baku card, giving our main card predictions, and giving a little rapid fire rundown on the prelims. We have Zhang Wei Li in the chat. We have Femboy. We have 5-2, and we have a cross between Ilya Taporia, Paulo Costa, and Conor McGregor.
Got Kelvin Gastelum in the chat, Pantoja, Wei Li Zhang,
Clay Guida.
Blake Guida, yeah.
If you want to see the Indian Unk, you have to join the YouTube link in the bio.
Matt Semmelsberger.
Okay, I guess
that could be Jackson.
Yeah. Down to be Matt Semmelsberger, one of my favorite fighters.
We can get on to the main card predictions. One sentence for the prelims, and we'll get on to the main card.
Cool. Let's do it.
Starting us off in the prelims, Hamdi versus Muhammad Usman. Who do you got, MK?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with our boy Muhammad Usman. I think this one's pretty easy, and I think Hamdi. Ever since he was popped, he looks a little bit flat. He looks like any other low-level heavyweight. I think Muhammad Usman is gonna destroy him, mix it up. He's gonna have heavy shots up top, and then he's also gonna be wrestling. So yeah, Muhammad Usman all day.
Let me fix that right now. Someone said the link tree doesn't work in the bio.
Well, I'm also on Mo Usman. I think that he's just too athletic for Hamdi, too quick for Hamdi, able to mix in the takedowns. I think it'll be an easy win for Mo Usman to get himself back in the win column.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am of the same thinking as you guys. I think these odds are crazy. Hamdi is a complete slob. He might, like, a homer decision is always likely. That's how he's gotten his UFC wins recently. So I'd like Mo to finish him, but I'm still going to lean with Mo just because he has that huge athleticism edge.
Yeah.
Is somebody echoing?
I think MK is a little bit, but
I turned off echo.
I am taking Muhammad Usman. Muhammad's just a better Jamal Pogue, and Hamdi lost to Jamal Pogue. I think everyone saw that in his last fight. Hamdi's also fat as fuck, so I'm going Hamdi. The link,
Wait, you mean you're going Mo, right?
Yeah, I'm going Mo. The link tree should work. I just checked it out, and the YouTube should work. If you have trouble seeing it, MMA Chit Chat, same thing as our TikTok. MMA Chit Chat's the YouTube. Julian said over 2.5 rounds is what he likes
for the Usman fight.
Yeah,
I don't hate that either. I like it.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. He's saying Usman. I think Usman's good value. Who you got? We're gonna get to it. We're doing the prelims right now, one sentence each. Okay, next prelim fight is Tagir versus Azat. I don't know, some Kazakh guy. I think
Azat Maxim.
Tagir is just a better version of him.
Yeah.
I think Tagir should control the wrestling here. Not a hard decision for me. I think the 3-1 odds are probably about right. I'll go with Tagir.
Yeah, Azad or whatever his name is. He's pretty solid. He had that knockdown against Charles Johnson in a tough fight against him. And they're seemingly trying to push him up that flyweight division. But I think Tagir is more of a solidified flyweight prospect. I think he'll be able to get the win here. And I think Asshat will have to go back down and fight some people.
Are you calling him Asshat right now, or are you calling him?
I mean, that's kind of how his name is pronounced, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got Tagir as well. I think same thing as you guys. He's going to wrestle him. He's better than him.
Cool. Okay. Moving on to a long-awaited fight between Irina Alexieva, who honestly thought...
We're skipping the women's fights.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really have any predictions for these, but okay.
I got Melissa Mullins by finish.
Fight. That's MK. Just
Jackson. Do you have any interesting bets for either of these fights?
No, I was just gonna say they suck. Honestly, move on. I think Melissa Mullins wins.
All right, cool.
Chat read, parlay, Usman, Blades, Fiziev, and Roundtree by KO. I think we're 50-50 on that because half of us have Roundtree, half of us have him.
All by KO though? That's kind of
no, just Roundtree.
Oh, okay.
And Blades. Tagir, Charles Johnson outright. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tagir.
Wait, what are the odds he said?
Oh, he didn't give us odds to get, but I'm guessing
lame.
1,000 plus.
I just feel like there's more fights you can take advantage of in this card. Maybe there might be more better odds that you can take advantage of. I feel like.
Yeah, there should be some more better ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next fight. Go up.
Cool. Ismail Nardiev versus the Iron Turtle.
Someone commented Nardiev is their favorite underdog this card.
Love
It's
it.
a good one, I think. I'm
Yeah.
there with you.
I'm not too confident either of these guys, to be honest. I think for the value, I think this should be a pick'em fight. So for the value, I think Nardiev is the guy to go to.
Damn, bro.
Park Jung Young is a bit of a journeyman. I think Nardiev has really good grappling capabilities, and I think we've seen Park Jung Young get taken down multiple times in the past in a 3-round fight. I think Nardiev will be able to do it, and Park Jung Young's incapability of finishing might be the thing that helps Nardiev get that decision victory.
Okay,
Yeah,
before we get onto it, YouTube chat is now popping too, so I'm gonna read the YouTube chat.
Nice.
Indian Unk.
Indian Unk.
Is MK the Indian guy?
I think they think I'm Indian, to be honest with you.
That's Joey.
I've
Joey
been
is
getting
the
people
Unk.
telling me I'm Indian all kind of often. I'm
Okay.
like, guys, battalion, I swear.
Yeah, no, I'll check YouTube now, son. And I
have
can't
the
read his
YouTube
name
app
though
as
because I may get banned again. I don't want to get banned as last time.
Okay. Nardiev, I think wins, or at least I think it's a good underdog pick just because Park, like Joey kind of pointed to, is not dangerous at all. Nardiev is a lot more explosive, exciting than him. I think he has the opportunity for like a fun showcase fight here. So I think it's a fun dog. Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn, I might be the square play in this, but I got Jin Young Park. I got the Iron Turtle. I think he's gonna, I don't think he does anything necessarily like well, but like I just believe in him. He's one of the few guys that I like from South Korea.
I like it.
You just go into your hometown. Soggy,
Yeah.
if you want to see everyone, you have to join the YouTube. It's in our link tree. They said MK is my favorite femboy. We all tap in MK.
What? Why am I the femboy now?
They like MK in the chat a lot more than they like Jackson.
Is Fizzy? Yeah, Red Dress is here too. Are you letting people join? No, we're just it's the MMA Chit Chat guys. We're giving our predictions right now on our YouTube page, but I'm streaming here too, Jaden. We'll get to the Fiziev fight soon because I think some of us have some really hot takes on it. O versus Oban Elliott. I think it's an easy win for Oban Elliott. I think he's fighting down. So that's my 1 cent.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Oban all the way. That's it.
Yeah,
I got Oban.
Yeah, Oban's the younger prospect, and I think this is going to be. Chio was bragging about how the South Koreans have been on a little bit of a streak, so I think this is going to be the thing that stymies that streak. I think Oban's ready to move up this division for sure.
Yeah, this one should definitely be on the main card.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
We can get to our first main card pick and fight, actually. Red Dress, where you at? Red Dress is in a hat right now. He looks a little less feminine.
Yeah, I can start this one off. Not very passionate at all about either of these fighters.
Wait, let me read chat before we get into it.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Julian says KO versus Oban feels like a squash match. We definitely agree there. I think the odds make it look like that too. Curtis is good, but Tom makes him look bad, and we're not on that fight yet. Yeah. KO versus Goff would have been better. Yeah, agree. Oban lives 20 minutes for me, says King. Go Ding Dong ditch him so he doesn't get enough sleep for his fight.
Yo.
That's kind of genius.
You're sick, yo.
Joey, lose me my house with his UFC predictions. Yeah, I think
I did good.
Dude,
Screw that guy.
Joey had a great week last week.
I know. What the hell?
Okay. Let's get no more sidetrack. Let's get on to the main card predictions. We got Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Joey, do you want to break it down first?
Yeah, I can start it off. I like Jackson was saying earlier. I'm not super convicted about my decision on this. I think both guys are kind of in that weird, bubble level of the unranked UFC featherweight division. Naimov does have really impressive victories for guys like Nathaniel Wood. I know the Felipe Lima loss kind of set him back a little bit, but I think he was kind of on track to start making his way into the rankings before that fight. And Felipe Lima is just a really, really ridiculously good prospect. So I don't really give him that much guff for taking that loss. Bogdan took him twice to be able to make it into the UFC with the Dana White Contender Series fights. I think that he might struggle against a guy like Naimov, who's just a really good grappler and really good at surprising talented fighters in that department. So I think Naimov will probably get the victory, whether it's by sub or by decision.
Yeah, I am leaning a little bit towards Naimov, but when you're saying Naimov is really good, I don't think Naimov is really good at anything, to be honest with you. Grad, he's well-rounded, but he's very hittable. He takes 7 significant strikes per minute. Naimov fights a little too passive at times, which I think will make this fight interesting. Hopefully just not two people dancing around the cage. I'm leaning towards Naimov, but my decision could change tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to go Naimov just because I do have the same concerns as you, Chia, with him just kind of, going into go mode. I think we saw that enough, though, in his early UFC fights with Jamie Malarkey. Didn't look amazing versus Lima, or the fight before that. But I'm just not huge on Bogdan Grad anywhere. He's not super skilled, or at least I don't think as skilled as Naimov is really anywhere as far as grappling or even the striking goes. Grad might be stronger and might have more will to kill on the feet. So he definitely has a puncher's chance here, which is why I'm not too passionate, but I'm going to go with Naimov.
I just don't like the way Grad, he looks too friendly,
But I think that you guys are kind of underrating Naimov's.
He is a skinhead. He looks pretty mean.
Yeah, I think you guys might be underrating Naimov's abilities a little bit, though. I think being able to go into the UFC featherweight division, one of the most talented divisions in the UFC, being able to get finishes, I think that's something that not a lot of featherweights are able to do, and I think that's something that you have to look at in this fight with Naimov going forward. I mean, and going forward with his featherweight career. I mean, he does go in there and throws caution to the wind, and he's able to put stuff together, and he's had some impressive performances for sure.
Guys, just a heads up. Before MK, actually give your prediction before I say
it. So I got Bogdan Grad. I'm the alone on an island here, but I just, Bogdan beat our boy as well, and it took a lot of strikes to the head, and he looked intact. He looked explosive in the 3rd round. I do agree that Muhammad Naimov is well-rounded. He's good everywhere, but I think Grad gets a finish over here.
Oh, interesting. Chat is saying Naimov's been gifted a UFC career by only fighting in countries that favor him. I mean, Hamdi, the same thing, I think, for him. Naimov Woods wins was a riff with fouls. It should have been points taken away. I don't count that win.
Yeah, I agree with that, though. Then that was a very close fight for sure.
Orobai gang stand up. Orobai.
We'll take on Orobai.
Grad brings too much fight for Naimov to coast. That's what I'm worried about, Julian. If Naimov is trying to coast, Grad will bring the pressure.
Grad was getting hit by literally everything. Well, not even everything, by the same thing over and over again in that Aswell fight. Yeah. No defense at all. I think Naimov can make something happen.
Namo is the best from Kurdistan. I agree, Golden Boy. He's up next.
Let's go, Namo.
Yeah, Namo, our favorite fighter.
Remember, he called Muhammad, so if it goes a decision, he wins. Yeah, that's what Muhammad Usman said too. So he's not worried about the Middle Eastern bias. Adam in chat said, I got Naimov.
Nice.
Oban, King has sparred Oban, and he won, apparently. Adam said, I got Naimov. King also said, Joey.
Want a sparring match? What the fuck?
Joey, we want a JOI. You guys can do that on your own. MK has been I don't think I can say that, boo. I don't want to get banned again.
Yo, what?
By 1st round KO. Yeah, we'll get to his fight soon. Guys, if you click chat in the bottom right on Riverside, you can see the YouTube comments. So you guys can see that too. Joey's my favorite Indian UFC commentator. Yeah, he's the only one too.
He's not the only one, dude. There's actually way more than you would think as far as Indian content creators go.
Now they're gonna start calling me Angel Jubilee.
Angel Jubilee.
Okay, next fight on the card is Nazim versus Mata. Channel favorite fighting here. Nazim, he's fighting in his hometown. He has slick striking, and Nazim looked amazing in his last fight, and I think he'll do the same against Mata. Mata's a good striker, slick striking as well. He's able to counter when the opportunity comes, but I think Nazim is a slightly better striker and honestly slightly better MMA in every aspect. As long as he fights smart, he'll get an easy win. I know he had that one fight. I forgot who he fought just off the top of my head, but he went for some spinning shit and then he got submitted. So as long as he doesn't do that, as long as he fights smart, I have this as fight of the night, to be honest.
Ooh, fight of the night.
I actually don't hate that shit. Honestly, Mata is super dangerous. We saw him have a first round knockout against Tom Nolan, who's a pretty rising prospect in the lightweight division in the UFC right now. He gets a lot of surprise victories where he'll be the underdog and go in there and finish guy that not a lot of people think is super dangerous. But I am gonna side with Nazim here. I know the Borshev draw might deter people from taking Nazim, or maybe might lean towards people thinking that Nazim might not be as good as he is. But this is a really talented division, and him being able to get finishes over guys like Ishmael Bonfim and Terrence McKinney is not something that should be taken lightly in this division. So I think that he might be able to go into this fight and be able to get another finish like he has so often in his UFC career so far.
Jackson lagged out, so I hope it doesn't take away the YouTube. We'll see soon. Hey guys, comment if you can still see the YouTube. I'll read some of the chat right now. Naimov about whatever he wants. Yeah, I think Naimov is just slightly better everywhere. Why isn't MK prepping for the Oban Elliott fight right now?
What? Yo.
Side cop inside decision is my log. What's the odds on that, Julian? Has it came out yet? Bogdan, Bogdan, I'm 50-50 on that fight. I just need to do some more tape study. I want an Abu Dhabi card to be announced. Oh, one's announced, but the fights aren't announced yet. I think it's from now, the Abu Dhabi card, Rodrigo. Nazim by KO. Yeah, I got Joey by King, man. King, why do you want me to get banned?
What is? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
How can I win the sparring gang? Just chin him. What do you guys predictions for the Nazim fight? MK, you can go next.
But yeah, my prediction for the Nazim fight, obviously, I think Nazim went. Oh, Joey dropped as well. Dang. All right, but my prediction for the Nazim fight, I got Nazim winning. I don't think Mota is going to be able to keep up with him in the later rounds, and I think Nazim always fights like Rents do. So I think we're going to see that, and I think Nazim gets the late finish in this fight.
Yeah, I don't hate Nazim by finish. He won doctor stoppage first round last fight, so we know it's lunch. Remember when Mata fought Ogan and was completely neutral? Yeah. We'll see. Mata is interesting. He's an interesting fighter. Like his record, you'd think he's complete dog shit. By his build, you'd think he's complete dog shit. He's built like Alex Morano. But we'll see. We'll see how this fight goes. I'm going Nazim. He's one of my favorites. This guy, I wouldn't call him a lock because he's minus 500, minus 600, and that's not a lock. That should be like a given at that point. Yeah. Rodrigo. Yeah, the Abu Dhabi card was. Yeah, I want to go to that fight too. Nazim takes center and makes it an easy fight for himself. Yeah, I agree. His kickboxing advantage is too high. Nazim has never lost in the UFC. Never got submitted. Is that true? Am I silly?
Yeah, I think he's on an unbeaten streak. Like I think just the draw against Borshev, and that's it.
Yep, 10 fight unbeaten.
He's 10-1-1. What am I thinking of? Yeah, he's undefeated in the UFC.
I'm gonna turn the YouTube live back.
Yeah,
should I?
His first loss was against Juan, and he lost submission. But yeah, he hasn't lost in 11 fights. I think we're live on YouTube still.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we are. Can you put the screen back on?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we'll wait for Joey before we get on to the next fight. But yeah, I think all four of us are on Team Nazim.
Yeah.
Not only because he's been on the channel and he's going to sign some shirts for us to give away.
It genuinely does seem like a layup for him. Like, I think this is an easy win for the Black Wolf.
Red Dress is back. Don't worry, King.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yo, King, can I have a nickname too? We have Wei Lee, we have Red Dress. Give me one, man.
Yeah, what does Chia look like?
Calling me a mix between Ilya Taporia, Paulo Costa, and prime Conor McGregor. Like that's gets me.
She likes sushi.
Oh, Pantoja's back.
Oh,
Welcome back, Joey.
My quality might not come in too great. I think just fucked up my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see.
dude, my stuff is being so slow too.
Okay.
I gotta
You,
upgrade our plans.
can you not put up the fight?
Yeah, we definitely
Here we go.
do invest in whatever.
Dude, it's just you at this point. You
I mean,
can't-
Jackson literally is complaining about it currently as well, so
No,
it definitely is not
just
just
happened
me.
to me. So, to be fair, but...
For me, they just can't see me for some reason. No one can see
you
me.
can
I'm a
see you on
ghost.
YouTube right now.
Oh, okay, that's good.
You want me to share? You want me to share the fight?
Oh, we
You want to go, Jackson?
Yeah, I can go. This is an interesting one. I think it's on the main card mainly because Tofik Musayev is Azerbaijani. Believe he's coming off a pretty long.
Before you go, are you sharing your screen or does it not let you?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was sharing the screen. I thought you meant like
No.
switch to the fight. Here we go. Cool.
Yeah, I can break this one first if you want.
Yeah, hit it.
Caveman, non-stop grappling and pressure, coming off a back and forth war versus Rebecki. His opponent is coming off a 2-year layoff. He's a scary guy in the sense that he can finish a fight with his hands. His grappling is not that bad, but that 2-year layoff and him fighting back in his hometown makes it feel like, is he just fighting because it's in his hometown? Is he still into it? These risen fighters are terrible wrestlers from what we've seen recently. I think the Caveman shin is going to hold up if Tofik will land something big. So I'm taking Caveman and a pretty good value at -1.
Yeah, I'm with you on Caveman. I think Tofik, from what I've seen, is honestly more of a striker. We know that ring rust tends to affect strikers, and that just kind of like Chia said, paired with the lights being so bright in this particular fight in his hometown against a guy like Mitikbek Oralbai, who has, a lot of steam behind him, I would say. I like Mitikbek. I also like the fact that Mitikbek has been improving his skills fight over fight, particularly the striking department in his stand-up game.
Yeah.
Don't even think he needs that against Tofik. And the layoff just adds to the hypothesis. So let's go with Caveman.
Yeah,
Joey?
I kind of am in agreement with both of you guys here. Oralbai is a pretty decent lightweight fighter. I think the Rebecki fight was a tough one, but it was extremely back and forth. I think if his eye didn't swell up super bad, he would have had a lot more of success in that fight.
Sure.
But he definitely has impressed a lot of people in the UFC so far, and being able to survive a war with Rebecki, who's obviously a pretty capable striker, just shows you that he's ready for this UFC caliber competition. And we don't have that same. I don't have the same confidence with Tofik, so that's why I'm kind of siding with Oralbai.
I'm with you guys on Mitikbek Oralbai. I think like whenever they put a debutant on the main card, it's usually they just throwing them in there against someone who's already been through some rounds and Oralbai's on a win streak. Like I think wait, is he on a win streak right now?
No, he
Oralbai
lost
is
his
it-
last fight.
Against Rebecki?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good decision, I think.
Oh shit. Damn.
Got
All right.
dropped, too.
Well, I think he's gonna win this one. I think this is the get back in the win column
Yeah.
type of fight.
Agree.
Yeah.
Let me read
Also,
TikTok chat. Oh, yeah, go first.
Interestingly, 0-inch leg reach for Tofik, so it's going to be hard to do anything with that. So.
Yeah, he's just got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Just fucking walking on stubs, bro.
Okay, chat is saying no, I already read that one.
Cat is saying racist things again.
Bahamundis or Ruffy, who has a better wheel kick? Ruffy. All these people saying, yeah, but we'll get to the Bahamundis Fiziev fight soon. Adam is saying drop a full Nazim interview. Yeah, we'll drop the full Nazim interview soon. I've been getting lazy with the dropping the full interviews because not a
We're
lot of
gonna
people
have-
watch the full interviews. But we have a list of like 10, 12, 13 UFC fighters with full interviews that will drop whenever.
We also have like 3 Nazim clips coming out before his fight this weekend. So
Yeah, we need to
keep
we're
your eyes
gonna
peeled
post
for
one
that.
today.
Yeah, I got you.
We don't want red dress back. Red dress to insult.
What?
Tawfiq by KO.
I won't be back.
Adam, why do you think Tawfiq by KO? Type that because I don't know what you're seeing, to be honest, brother. I think Orbison will hold.
Dude, that's actually,
Joey is daddy. MK is master. Red dress is just red dress, and Chia is person.
what in the world is going on?
Lucky thinks Orabai is gonna win, and yeah, like I said, Adam says to Tawfiq by KO. Yeah,
We'll see.
I mean, I've only watched Tawfiq's last 2 fights, and it didn't really impress me. But those fights were like 3-4 years ago too. So
Facts.
let's get on to the next one: Curtis Blades versus Rizvan.
Yeah, should be.
Joey, break it down.
Yeah, I can start this one off. I think, a lot of people are looking at Rizvan Kuniev and being like, Russian prospect, potentially Shamil Gaziev level, which is obviously GOAT level at heavyweight. But I really think Curtis Blades has really underrated striking. I don't think he's able to use it a lot because a lot of the guys that he fights at heavyweight end up being better strikers than him, which is obviously something that's not hard to find at the level he is in the heavyweight division. But I think Kuniev having to move all the way up to fight a guy like Blades at this point in his career, he's going to have such a significant striking deficiency, I think, to a guy like Blades, who has a really tough jab, who is, I wouldn't say hurting Tom Aspinall, but was definitely making Tom Aspinall give reactions to a lot of the strikes that he was throwing early in that fight before he was KO'd. And I don't think that Kuniev is going to have that KO ability. I think if Kuniev is going to get to win, it's going to be by pressuring Blades up against the fence, kind of having a similar performance, at least in the first round, to what Charlton Almeida did. I think that's kind of the method of victory that Kuniev is going to try and have in this fight here. But I think Blades has a really, really good striking, and it's very underrated. I think that you're going to see a guy like Blades come out of here potentially with a finish on the feet.
Okay, yeah, I can see that take. Let me go to Adam real fast. When he said Tawfiq will win by KO, he thinks Tawfiq is too quick. But I mean, we just saw that with Cody Garbrandt versus Barcelo, and it doesn't matter if you're too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Curtis Blades being a better striker, which I do agree with. But we have to also remember Curtis Blades is an elite wrestler. I have wrestler in quotations there because he hasn't attempted a takedown in 3 years, but when he did, he'd get 4, 5, 6 takedowns a fight. So I mean, I doubt he goes back to that wrestling heavy style, but if he does, that'll help him even more, especially mixing it up a little bit. Kuniev, a PFL guy. I mean, I don't trust these PFL, Bellator, Rizin, one guys anymore. They've just been on a cold streak. And I honestly think Rizvan sucks. And I don't know how he's getting this fight, to be 100% honest with you, especially his first fight in the UFC, right? So,
Well, this is a theory I think that some people have had. If I'm not mistaken, Rizvan has beaten the individual that beat Francis Ngannou, if I'm not mistaken. Ferreira, whatever, the big guy.
He beat the PFL, the really tall PFL guy, Ferreira.
Yeah, Ferreira, Renan Ferreira, I believe his name is. He beat who is obviously facing Francis Ngannou in Francis Ngannou's PFL debut. And I think a lot of people have been saying that the reason that Rizvan has been getting this fight is because they want to push him up the division to show that the PFL's talent level is just nowhere near the UFC's talent level. So I think that they're kind of trying to set it up so that Kuniev gets absolutely demolished by Blades, so that it shows that, Francis's win over Renan Ferreira was literally just him beating up a really tall guy.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to Jackson MK's predictions, chat's saying Blades is a wrestler, though. Yeah, he's a wrestler, but he hasn't attempted a takedown in 3 years. I think Blades will use his wrestling. I hope he uses his wrestling. The odds on one takedown is probably going to be bananas.
Dude, he's not going to use his wrestling. There's no need for
No
Blades
need.
to use his wrestling here because Rizvan is such a horrible striker, dude. If you
Mhm.
watch this guy fight, he telegraphs every single one of his punches. Like, I mean, Blades hasn't wrestled in 3 years. He's certainly not going to against a guy like Rizvan where he can just easily stand there and piece him up. If anything, Rizvan's going to probably try to go the other way with things. But yeah, that in essence is my pick. I'm with you guys on Curtis.
Me personally, I think that Curtis Blades is going to be piecing him up, and I mean, if it does go to wrestling, it's probably going to be like Kuniev engages, and then Blades just like counter wrestles or something, or just like trips him or something, and probably just I think it's going to be very lopsided, and it's going to be just him beating him up and like following up with ground strikes, being pulled off of him early round 2.
Yeah, I could see Kuniev having some success early, but I definitely think Blades' striking is going to be the difference maker in this matchup. I agree 100% with Jackson with what he was saying, that he's not going to need the wrestling in this matchup. I think that Blades will potentially be able to finish it on the feet before it gets to that kind of point.
Yeah, definitely agree. Let me see what chat's saying. Blades a wrestler. Blades, Roundtree, Bahamundis, Orabai, Oban. I don't think that hits, but maybe one of you guys do. I think one of you guys think that hits.
That
I mean,
lines
I
up
think
with
I
my
have all
pick.
of those picks, so yeah.
So like half of us think it'll hit. Jamal Hill isn't fighting yet. Jamal Hill is in Azerbaijan right now. He's in Baku. He posted on his Instagram.
Yeah,
People
that
were
was
saying-
if you
people
saw
were
that on
saying he
Instagram.
wasn't going, and he was scared to fly because of the problems happening in the Middle East. I don't even want to get into details because I don't want to get banned again. I bet my life savings on Roundtree to win. Should I be worried? I think you should be worried. Insane take from a guy who's never stepped foot in a cage. I'm talking about when I said Rizvan is ass. I mean, he's ass for UFC level. And saying I've never stepped in the cage is not even true. I've stepped in the UFC cage. I've never fought in it. But I stepped in it and took a picture. So go get your facts right, buddy. Okay, should we go on to the co-main event? I think it should be the main event of the evening.
Chia, I know you have a hot take on this one. Why don't you kick us off?
Rafael Fiziev versus Bahamundez. Fiziev is a ball of muscle. He's facing Slenderman right now. And, dude, oh my God, I think people are overthinking this fight. Let me tell you one thing. You know why Bilal lost against JDM? Because Bilal was hyping this guy up saying, I'm training with the best striker in the UFC, Bahamundez. You'll never see a striker like him. He is the best striker. Well, that's why you got pieced up by JDM on the feet. He didn't even wrestle. Fiziev is going to stand on business, knock Bahamundez out in Fiziev's hometown. He got his nationalism. He got his pride on the line. No way. I know someone in chat was talking about Ludovic Klein shut down Bahamundez, and Fiziev is a better version. And I totally agree with that. Fiziev will get the job done. I feel bad for Bahamundez, to be honest. I think he's a good prospect, but I think he's biting off too much than he could chew. Bilal said this guy's the best striker in the world, and Bilal got pieced up by JDM. Like, I can't trust anything these guys say anymore. Fiziev wins easily. Underdog value, I think, right now, too. Well, who's on the MK? You're on the Fiziev. Come on, someone join me.
Nobody's on the
I'm on
Fiziev train.
Bahamundez.
I think it's pretty
Bahamundez,
disrespectful
bro.
to compare Fiziev to Ludwig Klein
Yeah, I was about to
start.
say that too.
They just have zero comparison whatsoever. So I don't know where you're getting that comparison
What are you
from.
talking about? And they're both.
But I definitely think Fiziev is a talented guy, especially on the feet. He's got really powerful kicks, really powerful punches. We've seen him put the lights out on guys like Kanata Moicano and other guys when he was coming up the lightweight division. I do think it's going to be a tough fight for him with Bahamundez. Bahamundez is just so skilled everywhere. And I'm kind of taking the position with Bahamundez with until he proves me wrong, I think that he can beat everybody. His skill set in this lightweight division looks pretty incredible. Just so big and so lengthy, grappling, striking. Doesn't matter where the fight the fight goes. He has answers for everything. Whereas we've seen Fiziev get out grappled by Justin Gaethje, who I think never used wrestling his entire UFC career until that fight. So I really think that a guy like Bahamundez is going to be able to have a really good showing out party, especially against a guy like Fiziev in his home country, super far away from Chile, where he's from, and I think this will, put him in talks to have fights with guys like Mateusz Gamrot or Arman Sarukian or some of these guys that are up in the top 5 of this division. He's really talented, and I think he deserves to be looked at like that.
Yeah, I'm with the majority on Ignacio, and I'll definitely concede that the offensive wrestling isn't really there. The offensive grappling is pretty good, but he has insanely good takedown defense. Fiziev, yeah, like Joey said, kind of got out grappled by Gaethje, and that's not prime Gaethje or anything. He also got dropped, I think, multiple times in that one, which is not a good look. And it's like, I mean, you kind of look at it, that was his first fight in 2 years, coming off back-to-back losses. Ignacio is a surging prospect.
He broke his leg.
Whatever. It's not a good thing. That's probably even worse than losing. Like, Ignacio, I think, is just a surging prospect. Definitely not a layup or anything. It'll be a fun fight, but I like his chances duking things out on the feet with that reach advantage.
MK?
All right. I'm also on Bahamondes. Fiziev, his ACLs are cooked, and he's not getting any younger. Ignacio's young, and he's like long as hell. I think he gives Fiziev a lot of problems with the range, and yeah, I got Ignacio.
What are we putting on this? I'll go 1v3. I'll put.
I mean,
I'll be
okay.
MK.
If I lose, you guys give me something. But if I win, I want MK to do Josh Van haircut and goatee. I want Jackson to wear a red dress, and I want Joey to go Daggy.
Or Joey toe reveal. We still haven't done a toe reveal.
We don't talk about that in live anymore.
That's fair. That's fair. We can't talk about that.
Okay, let me see.
But I think
I'm down for that.
Just back to this Bahamondes fight real quick. I like the size disadvantage is so crazy in this fight too. Fizzy 5'7" to Bahamondes being 6'3". I think that it's going to be a really tough fight for him.
The motion is in the ocean. Is that what she said? It's not about the size; it's about the motion in the ocean.
Yeah. But move around the ring.
It's going to be tough for him no matter what. I just think it's going to be, he struggled and had a huge layoff before that Gaethje fight. It just seems like they're throwing him in there to the wolves here to get Bahamondes up into the up further into this lightweight division. I would have rather seen Fiziev fight somebody that's like a Ludwig Klein or somebody that's on the bubble of the top 15 to really get a win back here. I think that he's still got a lot to do in this lightweight division. I don't think he's anywhere near being done. He's still a young prospect himself. I think he's only like 32 years old. So
yeah, I do think Fiziev gets it done, but I feel like he'd be better at 145. And someone was saying that he's a little small for the division.
Well, he talked about it himself, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. Let's read chat a little bit because it's getting out of hand. Adam said Fiziev by round 2 KO. Azerbaijan flag. Unknown said Fiziev small. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Julian said Bahamondes recency bias because he beat an Everlast bag and the mentality checked out Turner. 100% agree. Bahamondes has zero Bahamondes has 0 takedowns in the UFC. Not 0 attempted. He just hasn't hit one. Tingo said $1,000 on Bahamondes. We saw Fiziev out wrestle Gaethje as well. I think Gaethje out wrestled Fiziev that last fight at him. I mean, Bilal did improve his striking. You can't deny that. Yeah, I'm kind of being too harsh on that, but it wasn't good enough.
I would feel more comfortable about picking Bahamondes if that Jalen Turner fight went into the second and third rounds, though. I would have liked to see how Bahamondes reacted more to fighting Jalen Turner on the feet. Jalen Turner's got a ton of power. Weren't really able to see how Bahamondes was able to get checked by that power. And that's something that he's definitely going to get checked by in this Fiziev fight for sure.
100%. More from chat. I want Hill, Fiziev, and Orabai to win, so this could be a bad night. Hey, Shane, I'm on the same boat as you. Fiziev is old and short. Bahamondes wins because he's young and tall. I don't think Fiziev is that old, right?
No, he's 32. He's not old.
He's short. I'll give you that one, Chris. He's taller than Joey, though.
Hey, I was going to say short. What are we talking about here?
Bahamondes by Moggy.
He ain't that short.
Fiziev's not that bad looking, too. Yeah, Fiziev's only 31. Yeah. Gotta support.
I don't
Taz.
think he should have shaved the head though.
Live 15 times, Taz. We appreciate you over here. I want Hill, Rafa, and Art. Yeah, I already read that. Rafa out wrestled Justin last fight. You guys, I thought Justin took down Fiziev. I mean, I think he out grappled, but not out wrestled Justin. Hill gets a KO. He took him down twice. Oh, he did Adam? He took him down twice, apparently.
I think Gagey reversed the position every time that that he took him down. I'm almost positive, but maybe I'm mistaken.
First round, Fiziev would just sit on top of Justin. Okay, yeah. I remember that. Fiziev body work's gonna go Burr. Yeah, he got a lot of body to hit. Yeah, they're saying, I think we're just misremembering that Justin Gaethje, because Adam's adamant on Fiziev was out wrestling Justin.
Adam is adamant.
Yeah, I know. Bahamundis near me. I've been to the gym. His kicks are calculated. Dude, everyone's been training with everyone in this chat, man.
Yeah, like, what do you mean, bro? You did not train with Fiziev, bro.
Someone training with Hill and Ultra at the same time. He took him down third round. Yeah, King wants me to read his chats in YouTube. Yeah, King, I've been ignoring them for a little bit, but I'll read them now. Joey, can you eat my smeg? I don't know what that means. I don't want to know.
Oh no,
that's gotta be something not right.
No, that's.
Don't say it, MK. Don't say it.
Okay.
I want Joey in my bed. Joey in my bed reveal. Yeah, maybe Joey will join your bed if when this loses. We can have that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the chat looks like they're on the Fiziev side with me. That's all I'm saying. You three.
What?
Like I'm saying,
Chat looks like they want to have sex with me. Is what it sounds like.
I want MK to look like Josh Van. I want Joey to wear a red dress, and I want Jackson to wear a red dress, and I want Joey to be in King's bed. So that's what happens when Fiziev.
All right, deal.
Don't trade with it. Just saw his pad. Yeah, no. I mean, all these UFC guys' pad works are gonna be insane. I can't even see your name. Oh, should we get on to the main card? I think what?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one on Fiziev. You three on Bahamundez.
The main event.
Let's
go.
Last fight of the card, Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree. And I think this is the perfect fight to end Azerbaijan off with two African-American players that I'm pretty sure I don't want to say they're a little racist in Baku, but I've lived in the Middle East a little bit, and so we'll see how this goes. I think being Azerbaijani should have been the main card, but I think this is going to be a great fight nevertheless. As a fan of MMA, I want Fiziev to win. Yeah, I agree here. Who wants to break down this fight first?
I got us.
I can go. Okay, MK got it. Go ahead, MK.
Okay. I think Jamal Hill has the better boxing in this matchup. Khalil Roundtree always has that power on his side, but I think Jamal Hill is going to be on the front foot, and he's going to be walking Khalil down. He's going to have a lot of volume, and I ultimately think he gets the finish in this fight, honestly.
Interesting. I'm on the opposite side with you here, MK. I am going with Khalil Roundtree. I'm not super confident in my pick. I'm going to be honest. I was thinking about it today. I told Jackson and Shia, I think that it's going to be tough for Roundtree to have to overcome the later rounds, because I do think this fight is probably going to either go into the 4th or 5th rounds or to a decision at least. So I do think that we're going to potentially see this go into later rounds. And Khalil didn't look good against Pereira in those later rounds, and he looked like he gassed out a little bit, and that power was getting to him later in the fight. So it is something that, I am keeping in the back of my mind for this fight when I make my pick of Khalil Roundtree. But I think that with the surgeries that Jamal Hill has had to overcome with his legs and the mobility that we saw in the jury fight, I just think Khalil Roundtree is going to be able to land a lot of leg kicks and get in better positions later in the fight, hopefully be able to be more quick on his feet and be more light and be able to move around Jamal a little bit more. Jamal looked a little bit stiff in that jury fight. It was kind of concerning to me, whereas Khalil in that Alex Pereira fight was winning the majority of the fight until Pereira was able to put him away in that 4th round. So I could see Khalil kind of just being able to do what he wants in terms of the kicks department and kind of keep Jamal Hill kind of frozen in time with those kicks. It'll definitely make him a lot slower in this fight, and he's already obviously proven to be a little bit slow in these past couple of fights. So I think this is a good matchup for Khalil.
Yeah, like you've been saying, Hill fights flat-footed. So if Khalil Roundtree spams that leg kick, it's going to be a bad day for Jamal Hill. But about Jamal Hill, I think he looked good against Yuri, even though he lost. It was 1-1 going into the third round. I know he got KO'd, but Jamal he's not a nice fighter to watch. I'm not saying that these fights aren't interesting, but he just doesn't pass the eye test. He just fights kind of ugly, I'd say. Eye test, Khalil Rountree wins every time. But I don't know. My gut is telling me Hill is going to win this fight. But you know what's going to piss me off? When Hill does win, Hill is going to ask for a title shot. And that's going to piss me the fuck off. He's going to get on the mic and say, I'm next in line for a title shot. And it's going to piss me off.
That's true, actually. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna bring up the surgery. I was like that. I don't like Jamal's mentality. He was miraculously able to make it out to Baku despite y'all know what. Didn't think he was going to. I mean, based on the stuff that was coming on the media for a second, but that got squashed pretty quickly. Yeah, the Jerry fight was fun. I mean, I'd like to remind everybody that Jamal also got knocked out by Alex when we're talking about that Khalil loss. I thought Khalil brought it. Obviously, he didn't shoot any takedowns on Alex. I don't think he's going to be looking to do that here either. And yeah, I think the kickboxing is going to look good. I think he should be able to get inside of Jamal's reach and give him trouble in the pocket. Hits really hard. 5 rounds fight, a little bit concerning. Jamal's looked flatter and flatter through each fight, though. You know, he hasn't gotten a win in a very long time now. So I think things are pointing towards Rountree, and I'm pretty confident on the Rountree side of things. I think it should be a fun fight, though, for sure.
I don't think you can be confident in this fight at all. Let me see.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gio.
It'll be a great fight. Yeah, I won't. I mean, I might end up betting.
Because I was just thinking about this too. I was going to make this point. But I made this point last week with the Umar Sy versus Alonzo Meadowfield fight when I said athleticism can get you really far in this light heavyweight division, and then Umar Sy immediately lost after I said that. So, I think Khalil Rountree is like the clear better athlete here than Jamal Hill. I mean, you can just look at the screen and see the physique of both of these guys and kind of assume that Khalil is probably the better athlete. So I
Nate
think
Diaz is skinny fat.
Advantage.
Yeah, Alex Morono is skinny fat.
Greatest fighters of all time.
Angel said Rountree is stronger. Yeah, I do agree. If he gets that Muay Thai clinch, it might be hard for Hill to escape it. Oban Elliott fight week, yes sir. Breakdown Pereira's sons aren't even fighting for the belt again. Yeah, I don't think any of these guys. I mean, Yuri might, and that's a Pereira son. Namo, yes, we love Namo here. What prelim fight are you guys?
Let's go, Namo.
I think Oban. I just like Oban fighting. I don't think it's going to be the best fight on the card, but
it's got to be the Oban fight. I'm super.
You think so?
I think Oban's going to get a KO.
Muhammad Usman fight.
Dude, I'm so glad that's at the beginning of the card because I do not care about that fight at all.
Guys,
I thought that fight's going to be interesting.
Guys,
I'm excited for Usman.
Guys, if you join the Discord, you can have a chance to win a signed Muhammad Usman jersey. So join that Discord, link in the bio. UFC 317 is when we are cutting the Tafa brothers. I would agree with you. I'm the biggest Tafa slanderer in the world, Shane, but we're trying to get him on interview, so we have to be nice to them for a week or two.
Only Justin Jr. Go.
Well, I think
I like Junior.
Junior better. Well,
I actually like Junior better than Justin.
Oh, dude, well, we're only getting one of them on the pod.
Okay. Well, let me finish reading chat. Hill is coming off 2 KO losses. It's not that unbelievable. See him get knocked out again. Yeah, your chin does fade when you get knocked out. Hill is also skinny fat. Yeah, no, I think Hill is just fat. Or by the
Nice.
He's the big fight winner. I think we're 2 on Hill, 2 on Rountree. Rate my profile picture. Soggy says. Soggy, it's the same Joey one. Khalil or Hill? Yeah, we're 2-2, Axel. Someone said, MK, open your eyes.
Wow.
Bro. I was actually closing my eyes for a second.
You were. Someone said, King said, hey, Joey, can you look into the camera and give a countdown from 5 to 1?
Okay. What's the point? I guess I can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Chia, I feel like you know more than I do about this. What am I doing that for?
Who is Muhammad Usman? Muhammad Usman's fighting the card. He is the younger brother of Kamaru Usman. SBA, and he's gonna win. He's gonna win on Saturday. 5-1 countdown is for for the fans to go crazy if they like you. Who you got for the main event?
Kind of JOI for the JOI.
I am on the Fiziev train, Mo, and the three other co-hosts are on the Bahamundis train. Oh, for the Gooners? Yeah.
They love to talk about gooning in the chat.
Yeah, Sagi said he just finished doing some chores, I'd say. Just so
nice. Glad I could help, guys.
Okay, well, do you guys have anything to say before we end it? You gave our picks.
I'm good.
Nah.
No, yeah. Join us for the live this weekend. We'll probably go live for the main card again, like we did last week, and hopefully we'll have some guys. Some of us will be available to join.
I'll hop on.
I'll be in Cali, but I'll try to hop on for the main card at least. Don't end. We'll miss Joe. Yeah, we'll try to go live every day this week around 8, 9, 7, 6. Around that time, we'll try to go live. I'll try to go live tomorrow with Joey. Joey, if you're down.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'll be down.
We'll go
at
live,
some point this week.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll go live every day this week. We're trying to get back on the lives ever since we got banned because this is my first live since I got banned. So, yeah. Mota, Orabai, Tagir. No, I don't think Mota wins, brother. I can't. He's the channel favorite. Yeah. But Mota, I think Mota's a little underrated. I don't think the odds should be that
for sure
wide.
Yeah. He's the easy pick or whatever.
He knocked out Tom Nolan in the first round. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. Okay,
guys, if you like the live, follow, join the Discord if you want to chat with us. Join the subscribe to the YouTube. Appreciate talking to you guys. Have a good one. Night.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Bye. Have a good time.
Bahamundis loses. Joey eats a banana.